sure we are live. Oh wow, I missed out on a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, perfect. Hello there everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the Nonary Games. Yes, yes, so in case you guys did not see the last stream, I decided to play through the game again. Decided to play the game again last night, and we also finished up Resident Evil 4. So you know what that means. Since we finished that up, a brand new game is going to be coming along the way. So, oh God, I'm messing up. What was I? Right. As you guys have mentioned, we are coming up on my 200th video special. It's being edited right now. I decided to make a compilation of me reacting to my old videos. You know, reflecting on how far I've come, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy it when it gets uploaded. But yeah, so yeah, quick recap of last time. Me, Ace, and Clover, we went to the captain's quarters and we discovered a man dressed up as a captain. And we had deduced that the man couldn't be Zero because it was way too obvious if he was going to be Zero. But Clover did not get overcome by despair this time and found out her brother is still alive. And we managed to escape, and we met up with everyone, and now we've got and we're this close to getting to. You guys can't see it, but I'm doing the thing where the fingertips are about to touch. We're this close to getting to the end of the true end, and then wrapping up 999. And that means soon enough we'll be able to do Virtue's Last Reward. I heard a lot of good things about it. I heard just like Danganronpa Goodbye Despair, Virtue's Last Reward is actually supposed to be like a really good sequel as well. So yeah, no more talking, let's just jump right back into it. God, that was loud. Okay. Let's go.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
And not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B-Deck at the same time.
Jumpy! Clover!
June's face was excited. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it!
Found what?
We found it!
What did you find?
The last door! We found door 9!
What?
Come on! Just follow us! We'll explain on the way!
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy! We finally made it!
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them had felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they had really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably
reached
was.
the end.
He could feel his heart racing. And no dead Clover or Snake this time. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind.
We still have to find Snake, though.
2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey! Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Sansa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy!
June and took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the two elevators. Seven grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the four of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow, and eventually to the number 6 that you two found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this.
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here. Follow me.
Seven began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way,
They had been walking for a while. June silenced up with Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Huh?
Santa?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus. What's their digital root?
3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 18. 1 plus 8
9.
equals 9.
It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Huh. Santa, you're pretty awesome.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you.
Junpei felt his eyebrows as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
Is that so?
Huh. Junpei was about to respond when Seven suddenly
here.
stopped. In front of them stood the door.
So-
stood a door.
Is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see Seven's face, but he could see him
There's
nod.
no other place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
It looked as though Seven was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
All right, let's get moving.
Okay. He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
No way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number. 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door, powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garnished.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9.
Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt the flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back and his chest tighten even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned
Behind?
around.
What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one?
Hey,
What the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly, and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the corner of the room. 9. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall.
There's a red there too! That means... And of course it won't open.
He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Jimmy began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up right?
That's not gonna work.
Jimmy blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out
You've
her
got a
hand.
notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
Yeah, here.
Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her.
Look at this.
Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people.
The only way they're gonna get out of there is if they have Snake with them. But he's still missing.
So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind.
yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she was pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem.
No way.
The only way we can all escape is if we find Snake, so we've gotta do that. The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick blanket. Thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it,
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around
what
him.
is this room?
The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that painted to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet,
Is that an altar?
it was a recessed space into the wall between the 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. A coffin? A coffin?
A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Jimmy wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. Sorry guys, my nose is still a little stuffy. At that moment, 7 spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine, let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it! Let me just write it out.
Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
So, everyone else could leave, but Seven would have to stay behind.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She reacted much differently when Ace had
No,
volunteered.
I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either. I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's
denied.
right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a disturbed snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corners of Seven's eyes. That was when Sansa
Whoa,
spoke.
hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
You want to leave the big guy behind too? Excuse me. Discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you... agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Sansa shook his head.
Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Wait, you want to stay?
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Sansa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No.
What?
Those are my orders.
What do you mean, orders?
What do you mean? Yeah, what the fuck you mean, orders?
What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What are you talking about?
What?
3, 2, 1.
Sansa was so fast, Jimmy could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance, his feet moving like lightning. He spun. June? He had
See?
June.
I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
What are you doing? A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath going stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Sansa suddenly changed in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more, a gun in his right hand, a revolver. Sansa grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaking brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth had Sansa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions were working in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke almost though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6.
Shit.
I should have known he was gonna do this.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't do so much as flinch. The corner of his lips twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands in the red.
3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 8 equals 18. That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched, and the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snatched out of the hole, snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up! Just shut up! You stupid bitch! You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth and his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted and shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes! What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets! I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. Oh, it almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and his chest heaved with every quick breath, like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they gonna do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to
That's
debate.
it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go. Huh?
No way.
I can't believe we went from Ace being the killer to freaking Santa being the killer.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know. But you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of.
No, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders.
Please.
And pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled and righted themselves and took another step and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
Go.
Oh, all right.
Don't worry. Once we find Snake, we can get out of here.
Fine.
Ace Ace and Lotus turned around and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
All right, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's hand as she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand into the scanner panel. The 4th asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Jimpy could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the future.
Good.
The chosen fear.
Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. 6, 7, 8.
Later.
That son of a bitch. After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air created the candles on the altar to flicker and die. I can't believe I just let him get away with June like that. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and 7 had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. 7 shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Hang on, wait a second. I never did the math for this. Great, we find Snake, we get to open door 9. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant. Plus 7 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she'd escaped this horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat and scratched his head inside.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when... A noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical. It was certainly human. The coffin? Wait, is Snake still in there? Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet!
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from? Could it be... hey! I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right!
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Damn! Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip of what little purchase they could find and pulled the father's strength.
Damn it!
It won't even budge.
There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn
Not
to
another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting
Whoever
louder.
or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
I wish there was a way we could remember the freaking bracelet trick. Hey, wait, where's this ending go? Where's the direction of this going to? Oh, yes, we're definitely going to our... Yes, this definitely has to be the true ending route. The world blinked. Suddenly, there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Wait a second. I think I remember what this ending was. It was called the coffin ending, I believe. Usually when we get to this part, it just stops right there. But since we followed the right path, we're definitely gonna get to the true ending now. Now Truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
If he told them he heard a voice, they'd laugh, or worse, they'd think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There was a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei. He pressed the buttons. Left, right, left, right, left, right. That's wrong. You should know that already. You should know everything. If you don't, then why'd you bother to look at the bracelet? You already know the darkness of the sinister hand is telling you to look at the bracelet on your left hand. That's why you looked at your bracelet, right? No, that's wrong too. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right? Left, right. That's wrong. I can't remember. That's wrong. That was it. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 8 numbers blinked on and then off of the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh, are those...
Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so he wouldn't forget.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
With trembling fingers, he punched them in. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone sat up out of it.
No way!
What?
Why are you...
So Snake wasn't there.
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip Van Winkle. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Jeez.
Junpei and Seven shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
You're back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms.
Gently now. My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red and her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're back! You're really here!
Aw, that's sweet. Her voice was happy but almost desperate, and as she feared he would disappear again, she stopped talking to him. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arm strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself that he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though! You did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Snake, you don't know how worried we've been about you, bro. And your sister was on the verge of depression. Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had little time and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and Seven sat down on one of the pews, waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired.
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
He had quickly and neatly summarized the events of several hours.
Yeah.
Basically, Junpei nodded.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room. Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why.
That's right, we still haven't figured out Zero's true
The
identity.
corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
Zero.
So Zero really was the one who abducted Snake.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms in thought.
Why? Why did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
Seven and asked him about it while they were waiting for Clover to finish crying. He had no answer for him, and he still did it.
All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
That's right, Clover never told me the name of that girl.
An experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The nonary game.
What other strange things was happening with Junpei himself? The maelstrom had spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it almost as soon as he'd grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied them all of them together. And the point connecting the dots?
Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Who was the theory? If you could only test it, or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
5 plus 4% plus 2 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
As they snapped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's soft hand. He was wearing a bracelet for too long.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
7 stomped off toward the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. 7 quickly laid his hand on the red, and answers appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. 7 glanced at them, then laid his hand on the lever of the red.
All right. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
God.
Junpei paused for a moment.
Not yet.
What?
Huh? Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, 7, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay?
Work with me here. Junpei looked directly into 7's eyes. The other man looked back for a moment and nodded. 7 pulled down the lever and door number 9 creaked open. Then they waited. 6, 7, 8. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
Alright, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So? We knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
I don't know you took it already, Clover. For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
Well, it was pretty obvious you took it out. It was pretty obvious you took it from Zero. Well, Captain Amadeus, I mean. She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced the bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to 7.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet.
5 plus 4 plus 0 equals 9.
Well, the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever.
However, that was a lie. That's not really a 0 bracelet. The red's displayed right here.
I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's
exactly.
impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
7 waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not.
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Let's do some math. Junpei, scan the bracelet with this combination. Snake, Junpei, and Cap. What was the one I chose last time? I think, let's see. 5 plus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 7 and Clover. I think the last time it was, let's see, 5 plus 7 equals 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6, I think it was me, I think it was the 4 of us. No, wait, no it wasn't, it was only 3 of us. Let's try 7, Junpei, and Cap.
Let's try 7, me, and Cap.
Plus 12 equals 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Hey, it opened! The door opened!
What? Why? What does that mean?
Both 7 and Clover seemed rather shaken as they turned to look at Junpei for answers. I think it's fairly certain to know. We know who 0 is now. The person we all thought was wearing the number 6 bracelet. Junpei raised
Isn't
an
it
eye.
6?
And who did we think was wearing number... That means the person wearing the number 6 bracelet is actually wearing the number 0 bracelet. 7 plus 5 plus 6 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped.
What?
In other words,
June's been wearing the number 9 bracelet the entire time.
June's real number is
9.
That seems the most likely.
That means that the man with the... So the original knife man we thought was wearing the number 9 bracelet?
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write furiously in
look.
it. Wait, then what does that make the Ace has been using the knife man's bracelet the entire time. Does that really make it the number 9 or the number 6 bracelet?
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake?
Excuse me?
And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 and wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work.
She's got a point.
If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
Santa's been in all the rooms with June.
That's quite simple, really.
Every single room we went through, Santa's always been with us. Well, Santa's always been with June.
You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind.
Oh.
Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 in Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3.
What?
Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure.
7 took the pen from a confused Clover and began to adjust her calculations.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
Santa's been wearing the number 0 bracelet. He read out the changes he'd made. When he finished, he looked at Snake. Snake smiled.
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7.
So Santa was never number 3 to begin with. He was number 0.
Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
No way. Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6.
I thought June was 0, though. But Santa's 0?
Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3.
But what was all that I lost stuff? That would explain why he took June hostage. If Santa really was the mastermind, then June's been his accomplice the entire time.
Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
But what about the knife man?
Santa was still playing by the rules of the notary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0, if my hypothesis is correct.
Clover bit her lip. She seemed to be having some difficulty believing her brother's explanation. Junpei. Junpei remained silent and the
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case...
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
Door number 9 opened. They leapt through.
Oh, it's right there.
The dead was directly in front of them as they came through the door. Quickly, they scanned their bracelets. And the detonator stopped. After pausing for a moment to catch their collective breaths, Junpei and his companions headed down the long hallway in front of them.
All right, let's keep going.
And the end was a set of stairs leading down to
I
the
think
ship.
these stairs go to the bottom deck.
They leaned out and looked over the side.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
After deciding it was safe, they headed down the stairs. Before long, Junpei and his companions found themselves on the bottom deck. They turned left and into another hallway, at the end of which they found another door. And of course, there was a symbol engraved over the keyhole. It looked like the sort of harpoon used to hunt fish, the kind with 3 prongs. Snake traced the shape of it with his fingers.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
Clara wasn't going to open this door.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah.
After examining the door for a few more minutes, they gave up and headed back the way they'd come.
Hey, another door.
With a little more searching, they found a metal door.
And a card reader this time.
With the Uranus symbol on it. A symbol was engraved into
It's
the
the
card
Uranus
reader.
symbol.
This is the place.
He muttered to himself and slid the card through the reader. It beeped once and the light on it turned green. With a heavy metal groan, the door creaked open. Junpei, Clover, Snake, and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and stepped through. The room they found themselves in was full of books.
Wow! It's totally full of books!
And I'm going to stop it off right here because I know that at this point it's going to be an escape room. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little episode of 999. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And the next video that's going to be posted won't be a stream. It's actually going to be my 200th video special, so I hope you guys will tune in for that. And after that's uploaded, we'll get to another stream. But anyway guys, I love you guys so much. Thanks again for watching, and goodbye.